Can I get a mocha with, do you have half and half?
We do have that.
Okay, yeah. Hi, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pizzan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today we are on location at the Huntington Gardens and Library in sunny Southern California in Pasadena. Technically, the Huntington is in San Marino, but most people just say Pasadena, which is just north of Los Angeles, if you're not familiar with Southern California. This museum was started by Henry Huntington and his wife Arabella 100 years ago, and he was a railroad tycoon, magnate, and he was born in New York, and him and his uncle were really quite responsible for bringing the railroads throughout the United States. And so Henry Huntington came to California, San Francisco originally, and worked on the Pacific coast and building railroads out here. And then he moved to Los Angeles after his uncle passed away, and he actually married his uncle's wife, the widow Arabella, and it was those two together who bought this ranch here in San Marino, California. And they started amassing a great collection of manuscripts and art, and over time they decided to open this to the public. And so in 1919 they had the gallery here, and in 1927 it was created to be a museum and in this institution. Now, what's really unique here is that they have amazing specimens of not only plants, but also an incredible collection of art and this amazing repository of materials. And so they get scholars from around the globe, about 1,700 scholars a year, come to the Huntington to do research. They have over 440,000 rare books, hundreds of thousands of documents and manuscripts. Anything from the 11th century to the 21st century is what they specialize in. So they have a great collection of medieval manuscripts. They have the Ellesmere Chaucer, which is an incredible rendition of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. They have a Gutenberg Bible, and some of these works are on display. Now we're going to go around the grounds in the garden and also through the museum and the library, and we're going to have a separate video where we will show you some of these amazing things in the Huntington collection on our YouTube channel, so you'll want to check back for that. But what's amazing about this is that in the United States and also in Europe, we have these incredible museums that were started by these great businessmen, by these industrialists. And so even just down the street in Pasadena, there's a remarkable museum called the Norton Simon. If you go over to LA, there's the Getty Museum, and these were all private collections, and they've expanded over time. They have endowments, and so they've been able to add to their collections. But so many amazing businessmen in the last part of the 19th century and into the early 20th century were collecting art and then opened up their collections as museums, either while they were still alive, or it was one of the things that they wanted when they passed away was this to be something that the public can enjoy. And so even in New York, you get the Morgan Library. And so throughout the United States, when you're visiting cities, you can probably find one of these privately held collections that is now open to the public. And it's just amazing to think that, you know, these people had the foresight to want to share what they were able to accomplish in their own lifetime. So this is one of my favorite places ever. When I lived down here, we used to come here all the time. We were members and we could get in early, and we would either just walk the grounds or go into the galleries, and it's just a beautiful place to relax, spend the day with your family. For me, it's a way I recharge my batteries. So if you come to the Huntington, bring your walking shoes, wear comfortable clothing, and it's 207 acres. And so you can walk through the gardens. There are Japanese gardens, there's a Chinese Chinese garden. They have a tea room where you can enjoy some wonderful Asian-inspired foods, or they have a formal tea room in the English tradition where you can have formal tea and the little finger sandwiches. You'll want to go online and make a reservation. They have other dining options, coffee bar, an amazingly incredible curated gift shop. So you might want to save up for that as well. So you can walk the grounds, and then they have benches throughout. You can bring a book and just read. And then they have different galleries. They have an American art collection. They have an incredible European art collection. And then there's the library where they display some of their rare books and some of, few only of their 8 million documents that they have here in their collection. And so this originally, where the European art is it was their private residence. And so you walk in there and you think of what a grand home this would have been. Now there's a lot of new buildings. There's the entire research center. There's a new sort of entry plaza with the gift shop and where you buy your tickets. There's a wonderful new restaurant that you can go to right at the end of the path before you enter the gardens. You can definitely spend an entire day here, and maybe even an entire weekend. If you just spend one day, you'll want to get a map and decide what gardens to explore, because there's so much to see and you're not going to see everything. So maybe even go online and try to plan out your day, what's important to you. And the weather will also dictate. If it's a gorgeous day, you'll want to be outside. If it's a little rainy or even way too hot, maybe you'll want to go inside to the museums a little bit more. But there's nothing here, I think, that is worth skipping. So you'll want to plan your time and decide, what you do want to see. Now, they do have some remarkable art. One of their prized possessions is Blue Boy by Gainsborough, and they are doing some restoration. And so if that is something that you want to see, you'll want to check on the website, because right now it's not on display. And Pinky, which is another amazing painting that is well known, is also not on display. So as with anywhere that you're going, you want to make sure that if there's something in particular you want to see if it's even out on display. But even with those not out right now, I'm so excited for my day. They have an amazing craftsman area where they have preserved some craftsman rooms from homes in the area by Green and Green. And so if you're into the American craftsman style, definitely worth going over to the American wing of the museum. So, we're gonna head out and go explore. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying our videos, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We also have links to our social media, and we'll put a link to the Huntington Botanical Gardens and Library in the description below. Have a great day.